It's early hours in the morning, the alarms are going off, power's out, chaos everywhere. You grab your bug out bag and head out for the door. But is this the move that gets you killed? Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, checking the channel out, clicking on the video. Sheep in the background. Yeah, you join me today on my little local tab. I do a few nights a week. I got my burger on, about 20 kilos inside, and yeah, just put a few Ks down. So join me on this walk as I discuss the possible dangers of bugging out and whether it's the right option to take. Let's go for it. Now, bugging out, it's a massive discussion, isn't it? Everybody's got their bug out bags, got all the gear, and been watching a few discussions, a few videos lately, people showing off their kit, what they got, how much they take, how much they carry, and yeah, surprised how many people are out there having this romantic idea of obviously bugging out to the wilderness, isn't it? And carrying way too much stuff, you know. 20 kilograms plus. Now I got 20 kilograms on my back for this little tab, and like I say, I do it 3 or 4 times a week, and I've walked many miles with that sort of weight on my back, and I can do this no problem when I was younger. A little bit harder now in my 50s, but yeah, I can do it. And I'm not saying that you can't do it either, but there are a lot of people out there who think they can do it when the time comes, but can they? So, making that decision on bugging out with all this gear, would you be putting yourself at more risk than if you stayed at home? Now, most people, they treat bugging out like a weekend trip, weekend camping. But without real world preparedness and training, it could turn deadly fast. The truth is, surviving a total grid down or collapse isn't like a weekend camping trip. The average person has little or no real world survival experience, or have trained under stressful conditions. The fact is, many so-called preppers spend most of their time fantasizing online rather than getting out and training for those scenarios. Many preppers talk about grabbing their bug out bag, their fully laden bug out bag, heading out on long treks to remote areas, and then forgetting about their bad knees, their bad back, you know, their fitness, their skill levels, any ongoing medical issues. The truth is, some would barely make it 10 miles, let alone 20 or 30. There's a lot of armchair commandos out there who think that when the time comes, they can just grab their bag, head off into the wilderness and live quite comfortably like Grizzly Adams. While in reality, bugging out over rough terrain, long distances with 20 kilograms plus on your back is unrealistic for most. Many people overestimate their abilities and underestimate the reality of traveling those long distances on foot with a heavy load on your back. Add to that a slow or injured team member and your pace will drop to a crawl. Exhaustion and injury can come quick, and they can kill. And it's not just a case of just heading for the hills. Having no plan or set location could spell disaster. You need a pre-planned, reachable destination, like a safe house, family member, or a predetermined bug out location. Still got it. Plus, most people only have a rough idea on where to go and how to get there. So you've got to have backup plans. In a crisis, things never go straight forward. So be prepared to have backup plans for when things go wrong. And also consider during a real crisis, when you're bugging out, you may not be alone. And I'm not talking about maybe your family members or a group you're with, but other people who have the same idea as you. You may find yourself surrounded by other people who may not be as prepared as you, and perhaps are scared, panicked, and plus in a crisis, law breaks down, and these people may see the supplies you got and might think, well, I'll have them for myself. Lone travellers, or even people travelling with elderly family members or kids, could be seen as a target, and personal security in this situation is minimal. So things could turn ugly and dangerous fast. Right, just gone downhill, down there. So a bit of a climb now. Let's go for it. Whew. Now you might be one of them smart guys who've pre-planned their route, but in a crisis that route could be compromised. Could be bridges are down, roads are blocked, there could be angry mobs of people, so you may have to find alternative routes and ways to get to your safe location. Now, without having any navigation skills, you could get yourself and your family members lost and in possibly even worse danger. Now, if you're bugging out on foot, you are exposed to whatever Mother Nature can throw at you, and without shelter, the weather becomes your enemy. Now, who's going to say when you're bugging out it's going to be a nice bright sunny day? So you've got to be prepared for extreme weather conditions. Cold, wet, heat, dehydration, all these can kill far quicker than hunger or violence. Now, people die every year due to weather conditions out in the countryside, in the mountains or the hills, forests, and that's even with the ability to call in rescue teams and medical treatment. Then there's a risk of injury. In this sort of scenario, even minor injuries can become major problems. No sterile places, no hospitals, no backup. If someone needs some serious medical attention, like dehydration or broken bones, do you have the adequate medical equipment or even training to deal with those issues if they arise? In an SHTF situation, if you're bugging out, there'd be no one to call if you find yourself in trouble. Add to that the mental strain of things, finding yourself in that sort of situation, panic, trauma, confusion, that can have an effect on your decision making, and making bad decisions in that sort of situation could put yourself and everybody else at risk. Now, bugging out means you're abandoning your supplies, your safety and control. It should never be your first option and should definitely never be romanticized. Now, I'm not saying that bugging out should never be an option, should never consider it. Yes, there is an option to bug out, but only when your current situation is no longer feasible. The situation and the location you're in has become far too dangerous to stay. It could be fire, flood, it could be violent disorder. If you find yourself in those sort of situations and it's too dangerous to stay at your location, then yes, grab your loved ones, grab your gear and bug out. And if you are going to bug out, make sure you have a plan and pack your bag and your kit realistically. Pack smart, stick to the essentials: food, shelter, water, protection, first aid. Leave out the gimmicks. Have a serious look at your kit. If the kit you got is not designed to save your life or give you that advantage, then seriously think about, does it deserve a place in your bag? Remember, you're not on a 2-day camping trip with all the mod cons or luxury equipment. You just need the correct gear in your bag to get yourself and maybe loved ones to safety. I always say pack light, move fast, and I always try and look at my bag weighing roughly 20% of my body weight. And also think about functionality of the kit and equipment you put in there. Try and have items that can do 2 or 3 different jobs. If you've got one item that can do multiple jobs, you're carrying less equipment. I've seen guys out there with massive silky saws, plus an axe, plus a small backup saw. They got a large knife, a backup knife, another small knife in their pocket, 3 different ways of heating food, 3 different ways of purifying water, more pots and pans than a school canteen, fishing kits, bags and bags of wet wipes, but bugger all food and only 1 bottle of water. And never really picking a bag up and trying to walk with it over distance. Coming to the end now, the walk, perfect timing. So lastly what I say is just on knowledge, knowing skills, skills and knowledge, they don't weigh anything today. And also with that, training, getting the gear, putting your pack on and train with it. Learn how to use your gear. Don't wait till the time comes and then you find out you don't know what you're doing, you can't carry your kit, and what kit you got doesn't work. Then again, you've bugged out, but you put yourself at more risk. Right, so that's it guys, done my walk, and walk and talk, I'm back at HQ. So, if you do like the channel, and if you haven't done so already, please think about liking, subscribing, hit the notification bell. And if you do want to see some more videos, check that one out, and that one, and I'll catch you again next time. All the best.